Good morning!
Morning! Good morning!
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
In the eyes and the ears of the unknown, I just may be considered a washed-up reject. Destruction and arguments left me to fend for my own in a broken home. Keep this life that I live. I pray in hopes I would never have to die alone. Just remember when I say it, it's written in stone. Cause I'm not where I wanna be yet. It stresses my dome, surrounded by that he said and she said. Crimes you commit shouldn't deserve any street cred. My thinking capacity is beyond super cohesive. I bang for my respect as well as my freedom. I'm wide awake while most of y'all still be dreaming. Try me if you want to, but you better believe it. Every day's blessing should be answered for those who truly need it. In case you don't see me again, good morning, good afternoon, as well as good evening. This is for those who try to have a good night's rest, but the floor is where you're sleeping. Behind your back, you could catch old friends creeping, trying to make a profit. I wear my heart on my sleeve and not inside my pocket.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Friends I had them came and gone, still here I stand strong, head high, I carry on, felt the life I'm doing wrong. Any step can lead to death, careful who you're talking with. Big males associate with intentions to get you killed. On the block, rock for rock, start to see I was knocking off my own kind, my flesh and blood. I lost more than I thought. I wanna do better, so I'm gonna do better. I refuse to follow man and be my own leader, learning from my mistake, dealing with my own pain. I'm the one suffering at the end of the day, so go ahead and gossip and say what you say. I'ma handle me, it don't matter what you think. My past can't break me, it only helps make me. When you don't do what they ask, they turn so shaded. Evil is contagious and provides you with anger, with no one in your corner when you find yourself in danger.
Did you consider the ramifications of your actions? What if one of your patients died?
What's wrong with death, sir? What are we so mortally afraid of? Why can't we treat death with a certain amount of humanity and dignity and decency and, God forbid, maybe even humor? Death is not the enemy, gentlemen. If we're gonna fight a disease, let's fight one of the most terrible diseases of all, indifference. Now I've sat in your schools and heard people lecture on transference and professional distance. Transference is inevitable, sir. Every human being has an impact on another.
Good morning!
Morning! Good morning!
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see you, good afternoon,